In December 2005, Ronaldinho stood at the pinnacle of the football world, clutching the Ballon d'Or of the best player on the planet. At just 25 years old, he had the world at his feet, dazzling fans with his breathtaking skills, infectious smile, and seemingly endless potential. He was the most entertaining player of his generation, beloved by millions, and destined for even greater heights. Yet, little did anyone know that Ronaldinho's career had already peaked. What followed was a tale of brilliance overshadowed by missed opportunities, a rise to unparalleled greatness followed by a fall that left fans wondering what could have been. Ronaldo de Assis Moreira, known to the world as Ronaldinho, was born in the suburbs of Porto Alegre, Brazil, on March 21, 1980. Football was in his blood. His older brother, Roberto Assis, was an accomplished attacking midfielder who played professionally in France and Portugal, as well as for Brazilian age group teams and their hometown club, Grêmio. Ronaldinho idolized his brother and followed in his footsteps, joining Grêmio at a young age. It was on the futsal courts of Grêmio that Ronaldinho's talent first shone through. At just 7 years old, he displayed a flair for the game that was beyond his years. His dribbling, creativity, and ball control were astonishing, and as he grew older, these attributes became his trademark. Inspired by Brazilian legends like Rivelino, Ronaldinho played with a joy and freedom that was reminiscent of the great showman of Brazilian football history. By the time he was a teenager, Ronaldinho had become a local sensation. In the 1999 Rio State Championship final, he faced off against Dunga, the World Cup winning captain of Brazil in '94. In that match, Ronaldinho bewildered Dunga with his skill, pulling off a flick-flack move that left the veteran in his wake. This display of confidence and audacity brought Ronaldinho to national attention, and later that year, he earned his first cap for Brazil, playing a key role in their 1999 Copa America victory. With his star on the rise, a move to Europe was inevitable. In 2001, Ronaldinho joined Paris Saint-Germain in France. He quickly settled into life in Paris, where his flair for the spectacular was on full display. However, a pattern began to emerge. Ronaldinho was at his best in the biggest games, but when the spotlight wasn't as bright, his focus waned and his form fluctuated. Despite this inconsistency, Ronaldinho produced moments of magic at PSG. His goals were often breathtaking, such as the fabulous free kicks against Lorient and Rennes, or the 70-yard solo run and finish versus Troyes. However, controversy was never far away. Between his 2 seasons in France, Ronaldinho won the 2000 FIFA World Cup with Brazil, scoring a memorable goal against England. But when he returned to PSG, his attitude had changed. According to reports, he began to behave as if the club was beneath him. His relationship with coach Luis Fernandez deteriorated, with Ronaldinho's nightlife becoming a frequent topic of discussion in the press. The situation reached a boiling point in his final season at PSG. After a heated argument with Fernandez about his playing position, Ronaldinho declared that he would leave the club if the coach wasn't sacked. The PSG board sided with Fernandez, and Ronaldinho's departure became inevitable. Barcelona, in need of a superstar, came calling, and Ronaldinho was ready for the next chapter. Ronaldinho's move to Barcelona in 2003 was transformative for both the player and the club. Under the new presidency of Joan Laporta and the coaching of Frank Rijkaard, Barcelona was a club in transition. Ronaldinho's arrival heralded a new era, and he wasted no time in making his mark. In his first competitive home appearance at Camp Nou, against Sevilla, Ronaldinho scored a debut goal that would go down in history. The match, which kicked off after midnight, saw Ronaldinho pick up the ball on the left, drift past to defenders, and unleash a shot that crashed in off the underside of the crossbar. The goal was greeted by an unholy roar from the Camp Nou faithful. It was a moment of pure magic that perfectly encapsulated Ronaldinho's genius. The 2004 to 2005 season marked the beginning of the imperial phase of Ronaldinho's career, with new signings like Deco, Samuel Eto'o, and Ludovic Giuli, and young talents like Andres Iniesta and Lionel Messi breaking through. Barcelona was a team on the rise. Ronaldinho was the orchestrator, his flair and creativity the driving force behind the team's success. Barcelona won La Liga for the first time in the new millennium, with Ronaldinho's performances in El Clásico against Real Madrid becoming the stuff of legend. In the first Clásico of the season at the Santiago Bernabéu, Ronaldinho scored two stunning goals, leading Barcelona to a 3-0 victory. The Bernabéu crowd, in a rare show of respect, gave him a standing ovation, a testament to his brilliance. The 2005 to 2006 season was even more glorious. Barcelona defended their La Liga title and captured the UEFA Champions League for the first time since 1992. Ronaldinho was at the heart of it all, delivering performances of unmatched quality. His goal against Chelsea in the Champions League, a toe-poke shot past Petr Cech, was a moment of individual brilliance that remains one of the most iconic in the competition's history. He also provided the assist for Lionel Messi's first goal for Barcelona, symbolically passing the torch to the young Argentine, who would go on to become a legend in his own right. Despite his on-field success, Ronaldinho's off-field lifestyle began to catch up with him. His love for the nightlife, which had been a concern during his time at PSG, became more pronounced in Barcelona. Rumors abounded about his frequenting of nightclubs, and his commitment to training began to wane. By the 2006 to 2007 season, cracks were beginning to show. Barcelona finished the season without a major trophy, and stories emerged that Ronaldinho was attending only 8 out of every 50 training sessions. The 2007 to 2008 season saw the introduction of a new disciplinary rulebook by Barcelona president Joan Laporta, believed to be aimed at Ronaldinho and a few other players. The once unquestioned star of the team was now under scrutiny, with even Johan Cruyff criticizing him at his newspaper columns. As Barcelona's desire to move on from their former talisman became public, the writing was on the wall. Ronaldinho's time at the club was coming to an end. In the summer of 2008, Ronaldinho left Barcelona for AC Milan. But by then, his reputation had taken a hit. No longer the unstoppable force he once was, Ronaldinho's time in Italy was marked by flashes of brilliance, but nothing like the consistency he had shown in his prime. His body shape changed, and while he still had the ability to produce moments of magic, such as his header in the Milan derby or his double against Juventus, his impact was waning. In 2011, Ronaldinho returned to Brazil, signing for Flamengo. Though he was no longer the player he once was, he could still conjure up moments of genius, such as his hat-trick against Neymar Santos in a thrilling 5-4 victory. After stints at Atlético Mineiro, a brief spell in Mexico with Querétaro, and a short-lived return to Fluminense, Ronaldinho's professional career wound down. He officially retired in 2018, leaving behind a legacy of joy and brilliance. Ronaldinho's story is one of the most captivating in football history, a player who brought joy to millions, who played the game with a smile on his face, and who, at his peak, was untouchable. But it is also a cautionary tale of what could have been, of a career that promised so much more, but was ultimately hampered by off-field distractions. Even in retirement, Ronaldinho's life has been filled with contrasts, rumors of bankruptcy, time spent in a Paraguayan jail, but also ventures into the business world with his own brands of wine and gin. Yet, nothing can diminish the memories of Ronaldinho at his best. As The Guardian's Sid Lowe wrote in 2018, watching Ronaldinho was fun. It made people happy. Those words, simple as they are, capture the essence of a player who, for a time, was the greatest in the world. A footballing genius who will be remembered not just for his rise and fall, but for the sheer joy he brought to the game.